Hey Paul here, hey, welcome to my personal blog. So what exactly is the Unity Mind? Okay, so let me try to explain that, and if you are ready to embrace this amazing, beautiful journey that we're on, and that is growing into the greatest version of ourselves. Alright, it's a process of self-realization and self-acquisition. Self-realization, embracing your personal power, and self-acquisition is to re-establish the connection with your highest self. Alright, so let me try to explain this with an example. A couple of years ago, back in 2012, I was running an internet business and I was actually living a very egocentric life, and I will explain in this video what exactly does it mean. I was running an internet business, but I was really stuck in my head. Alright, I was really good at suppressing my feelings. And as you might know, I'm an empath, I'm a highly sensitive person, and a lot of highly sensitive person are really good at suppressing their own feelings as a way to survive. But what I was doing, that was exactly what I was doing, and I was invited to a spiritual workshop. Okay, I was invited to a spiritual workshop because I was also blogging about that kind of things, you know, and I was there and I was really closed, right? I saw all these people were wearing purple, wearing clothes, and it was like, what the heck I'm doing here? I don't really feel I belong here. But it also was like, you know, I'm not here without a reason. I'm not here without a reason. And I was seeing people having all sorts of emotional and spiritual breakthroughs. And eventually the healer who was on stage, who was doing her work, I was basically the last person sitting all the way in the back of the room. And I raised my hands and said, okay, you know what, I'm ready. I think so. So I went on stage and she asked me, okay, so what exactly is going on? And I was really like the smart guy, and I was like, you tell me what is going on. She asked me, okay, so what exactly is it that you feel? And I answered, I don't feel anything. Okay, I don't feel anything. So a couple of questions further, and she asked me, okay, so are you afraid to feel your own feelings? And I was like, whoa. Okay, you got me. You got me right there. I was so afraid to feel my own feelings that really caused a very disconnected, egocentric life. Living in my head, doing things for my own basic survival. Trying to control and manipulate others, trying to get my own needs met. Okay? That was how I was living my life. And from that moment, I was embracing that fear. There was like a greater awareness. And it was also that I was going straight through that fear. And once I was doing that, I started to experience something remarkable, something profound, something that can't really explain by words. What I was starting to see was that the walls of the room and the ceiling of the room started to fade away. Everything, my material environment started to fade away. And what I was seeing, it was like I was looking over an edge. I was looking over an edge of an infinite horizon. And I think that was the moment of I was stepping into a first process of awakening back in 2012. And from that moment, I decided, you know what, I gotta go and do this work. You know, I gotta do this spiritual healing work. I gotta do this spiritual enlightenment work. And going through a lot of different kind of workshops, and one of my last workshops, I went through Kundalini awakening, which is Kundalini meditation. It's like 1 hour, you're vibrating with all your body, with all your energy, and every 50 minutes you go into a different movement, which is like activating your life energy. In the last 50 minutes, we had to lie down flat on the ground, and it was like a breathing exercise, breathing very strong. And from that moment, I also had like some kind of an out-of-body experience. It was like, I was seeing myself going out of my body, and it was like, again, I was seeing that the ceiling of the room was opening up, and it was like I was just standing they're watching over the entire Milky Way galaxy. That was the type of experience I had. It was like I was connected with my soul back to the source. So that's exactly how I could explain the unity mind. The unity mind is indeed is uniting our soul, our source, back to his origin. And it's also like the awakening or the opening of our third eye and the ground chakra. If you never heard about this before, no worries, you will learn a lot about that. Which can tap into a state of unity, of oneness, of singularity, of unconditionally love. Okay? Now, bringing this back into a more practical way, the unity mind is also where we are emerging and becoming centered between our lower self and our higher self. So what exactly is the lower self? That's basically where our ego is doing his job. Okay, so what exactly is that? So, you know, when we just incarnated into our physical body, when our soul just incarnated into our physical body, we are like an empty glass. Okay, and that soul just came from unconditionally love, right? That's why we love puppies and babies so much, because they are innocent. Okay, they just came from the source of unconditional love, and they remind us about something that we also came from, but we lost that connection. So when we are this empty glass, we are going through life and we get exposed to all sorts of ideas, of beliefs, of thoughts, of emotions, and everything that's currently going on in our society. We get passed on beliefs from our parents. We see them as examples. You know, maybe you have heard it before, but people should raise children after their soul has been matured. So basically only people from the age of 50 should be raising children, and everybody below that age shouldn't raise children at all. But you know, that's not how it goes. So we get raised by people who are not matured at an emotional level, and also at a soul level. So we get exposed to all sorts of ideas that are not in line with our core essence. So what happens is that we get conditionings with all sorts of beliefs, and all these thoughts, all these emotions, they get stuck in our body. And every thought, every emotion has a type of frequency, a vibration, okay? And what is going on is that the world that we perceive is not how it is, but in a way we see it is, based on our conditioning. So if we go through an experiencing right now, if we experience something right now, you know, what is going on is that our ego, which is nothing more than our survival mechanism, I also see it like the librarian of our subconscious mind, it goes into our library, okay? We have like an infinite library where we have stored all sorts of thoughts and emotions from this lifetime, and perhaps even previous lifetime, or even from a parallel universe. All right. So what happened is that when we perceive something, our ego, our survival mechanism, is going into our database, okay, and is projecting something in our present moment with the expectations that becomes our future as well. So basically we are like a slave of our own ego. That's the lower self. So my invitation to you is that don't run away from that. Don't go into, let's say, spiritual development as a way to escape from your lower self, but see it as an invitation that we got work to do. We got to work. The work that we have to do is basically the job of a mind hacker. What that means is that we all have access to an infinite library of information. And that library right now is a little bit in chaos. That's why we experience a world of a lot of chaos. Okay, so our job is to look at the world as, wait a minute, the way I see the world is not how it is, but in the way I see it is. And that basically comes from my own conditioning. All right. So my job is basically to have a look at all these thoughts, all these data, right, that's going on, and see if we can archive that. Alright, so that's the job of a mind hacker. So if you do the job of a mind hacker is when you learn to archive your reality, your perception, okay, by journaling, let's say your, whatever it is that you experience, and then you become like a master of your lower self. And that also goes hand in hand at learning how to work with your higher self, right? Is like raising your vibration, is learning to connect to the light. And when you learn how to connect to the light can basically heal your lower self a lot quicker, alright? And then you can raise your vibration back to its original state, which is unconditional love. Alright, so that's the work that I'm doing here, and my blog, my website is basically my own way to archive my my library, alright, of infinite information and knowledge and wisdom that we have all access to. So that's basically what I would like to share with you, alright? So sharing what I learn, okay, is also a way for me to master things a lot quicker, okay? For me it's like study, practice, teach. That's why I can raise my own vibration, okay? That's the work that I'm doing for myself, and my wish for you is let's do this work together, okay? So if you would like to learn more about how you can master your lower self and connect with your higher self, then I got like an additional training video for you with also some exercises to learn how you can connect to your higher self and connect with the light, and let the light heal your own emotional imprints, which is vibrating his frequencies out in the world. And there are also a couple of universal laws that keep on manifesting that what has been archived into your subconscious mind, alright? So all these thoughts and emotions that you're probably not aware of, they keep vibrating his frequency out in the universe, and that's why you keep attracting the same things over and over and over again. Alright, so if you would like to learn how to master that, then there must be a link somewhere below this video, and then you can also get on my mailing and get all the updates, all the video updates that I would like to share with you. Alright, Chapal here, welcome at this beautiful journey, and I'm really looking forward to share more about this amazing stuff. Let's raise the vibration of our existence, alright? Let's grow into an enlightenment civilization. Chapal here, take care for now, bye bye.